When I saw this balloon that passed for an ice bag, I thought to myself, what the hell is going on there?
I kept looking for the end swell in the corner, which every professional trainer has this frozen metal to reduce the swelling and preserve the eyesight.
They hadn't even brought the right material, not thinking this fight's going to go past 2 rounds.
You can't blame Mike Tyson for losing to Buster Douglas when he gets hit in the eye and he's got Larry, Moe, and Curly in there with a prophylactic device filled with ice water, saying, just I hope this maybe makes the swelling go down, because they forgot the end swell.
Blame the corner for the loss because nobody knew what they were doing. These guys should not have taken any money off that fight because they were absolutely sorry.
Have we begun to change your mind yet? If not, take a look at reason number 2. Like many great offensive fighters, Tyson's ability was easy to overrate.
Mike Tyson had come to believe in his own invincibility.
There's nobody on this planet that can beat me.
Everybody was raving about him, and he was obviously raving about himself as the baddest man on the planet.
Is there any way in your mind that you can see you losing this fight?
No way. Perhaps if I chop off both of my arms.
Mike Tyson was up here, everybody else was down here. So I don't blame him for thinking that Buster Douglas is just going to be another win.
Tyson's undefeated record included 18 knockouts in the first round, but critics questioned the quality of opposition.
Despite the fact that Tyson was a huge favorite, I think that people still felt that Tyson had something to prove. He still hadn't really beaten anybody of any consequence at that point.
2 things were missing from Mike's resume. The lengthy, legendary fight that really tested his mettle for the long haul, the kind of fights that Ali and Frazier fought. And 2, the really cagey opponent.
In Tokyo, Douglas made the champ look human. Unlike most of Tyson's victims, he did not buy into his aura of invincibility.
And this is certainly Buster Douglas' round. All right. And Buster not taking any of the shenanigans from Mike.
Douglas was slowly ripping apart that cloak, Superman's cape. He was starting to tear it to shreds as the rounds clicked on.
When an intimidator fails to intimidate, he becomes intimidated.
Tyson getting hit like we've never seen it before.
The first time he had a moment of real adversity in his entire career, he fell apart.
Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
I guess he thought he was so invincible that no one would dare punch Mike Tyson. I came to fight.
That's when Mike Tyson, the bully, was unmasked and became just Mike Tyson, a generic fighter.
Up next, the #1 reason why you can't blame Mike Tyson for losing to Buster Douglas. Let's recap reasons 5 through 2 why you can't blame Mike Tyson for losing to Buster Douglas. 5. The death of his mentor, Cus D'Amato. 4. Robin Givens was an enemy within. 3. Tyson's inexperienced corner. And 2. Tyson's ability was overrated. Keep in mind, for those who do revisionist history, Tyson, by the time he was 23, had become the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. He had 9 title defenses, 7 by knockout. So it's time to give credit where it's due. We now present the #1 reason why you can't blame Mike Tyson for losing to Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas. He fought a near-perfect fight.
It was his finest night. He's never looked better.
A middling contender with a 29-4-1 record, Douglas drew inspiration from personal tragedy.
It spurred him on to train as he's never trained before, be focused as he had never been focused before.
I wasn't going to allow that to stop me because I know that would hurt her even more. I always wanted to please her.
He was a kind of a psychologically freed man, and he just let it all go.
Oh, a right hand! Cut Tyson right on the button!
What Buster Douglas did that night was beautiful. He would wait till Mike would plant his feet, pop him twice with the left jab, move back out of range, and throw the right. Same scenario, over and over.
Working Tyson very patient at this stage. Now he gets a little bit more aggressive, goes after Buster Douglas. Douglas fights back off the ropes.
I didn't want him close to the guy. I want him always turning him. And when you keep Mike turning, he can't punch.
Tyson comes in, and he's getting hit again.
I saw a look in Buster Douglas' eyes that I didn't see in Mike Tyson's eyes. And as the rounds went by, I saw Buster Douglas taking charge of the fight with the left jab.
Oh, a good right hand. A left hand catches Mike. The head's really bouncing.
Punching and moving with finesse and ferocity, Douglas was fast and fluid. Tyson, meanwhile, showed little in the first 7 rounds.
8th round, Douglas is doing everything beautifully. Doubling the jab, lead right hands, moving Tyson around, smothering him inside.
And as Tyson's somehow caught up in the ropes, he throws an uppercut from, the second row.
Oh, that's a nice uppercut that time. That drops Buster Douglas. Is he going to get up? Yes, he does. All right.
In the 9th round, Tyson moved in for the kill, but Douglas wasn't finished.
How he turned it around was one of the most incomprehensible things I've ever seen in sport. There's suddenly Buster Douglas putting everything together once again.
Buster Douglas has really brought it up from the depths of courage to nail Tyson.
And he's picking apart Tyson, who has come out, charging out of the gate as an angry bull. And by the end of the round, he's being beaten on like a cowbell.
Douglas is gutting it on him. He nails Mike again.
So that the 9th basically was a preview of things to come in the 10th.
Surprising after Douglas went down to see him come back and nail Tyson like this.
I was in the zone, man. I was in that zone,
Oh, Tyson nailed! There goes Tyson!
If Mike Tyson didn't have a huge neck, he'd have ripped his head off. He didn't even know where he was at. They almost had to carry him back to the dressing room.
Buster Douglas is never that good before and never that good since. But on that one night in Tokyo, he was pretty near perfect.
Well, there you have it, the top 5 reasons you can't blame Mike Tyson for losing to Buster Douglas. In 2005, when Tyson lost to Kevin McBride, he announced his retirement. He was asked if he felt he was letting down his fans for not continuing his career. Tyson laughed and said, "Come on, my career ended in 1990. Give him credit for at least knowing that." I'm Brian Kenny. Thanks for watching.